Here to talk about that, the Washington bureau chief of Reuters, Simon Denyer. He's lived and worked in some of those corrupt nations. Must have been jolly great. How are you, Simon?
I'm very well, Shep. How are you?
5% of people in the United States have paid a bribe. Afghanistan, 89%.
Yeah, you know, it's very worrying. And the
61
corruption problem. 61, yeah. The corruption problem in Afghanistan is a major problem, and it's really led by the police. Police posts have been pretty much on sale because police posts are so valuable, the amount of money you can extract from the population in Afghanistan. And I think one of the striking things about Bob Woodward's book, Obama's Wars, and about my own conversations with NATO officials is that everyone acknowledges that corruption is a major, major problem in Afghanistan, that the police is a major problem, but we still, 8 years after moving into the country, we still don't have an answer to that problem, and it really is undermining our effort to stabilize the country.
You know, those are some of the highest ones. In India, I wonder if that's not something about which American companies would have some great concern, as much as we're working with them these days.
Right. I mean, India is an ally, and there are great business opportunities in India, but there is a huge corruption problem. The thing about India is that companies, you know, bribery and corruption is common among companies, but there's still money to be made. The people, again, the people who really suffer are the poor in India. They have to bribe with money they really don't have to get access to services. So yeah, it is a concern for companies, and the concern actually for American companies is not just corruption, it's the rule of law, it's the court system. You know, this corruption comes because the courts don't work in countries like Afghanistan and India and Iraq. They're either corrupt, they're completely backlogged, and that is a concern because contract law can't be enforced. So if you're a businessman going into the country and the rule of law isn't strong, then if you do get into a dispute, it's much more difficult to resolve it.
China, Russia, and the Middle East up high on this list of corrupt states, too. And you know, some of us were surprised to hear that China's that way with the kind of control they exert.
Yeah, I mean, they crack down pretty hard when people get found out. And there have been some sort of high-profile death sentences in China when officials did get found out. But, you know, I'm not that surprised. A one-party state, that also tends to breed corruption. The government has so much control, it's in every part of the economy. So that's, again, going to encourage corruption. The army, the government, so involved in business.
Simon Denyer with us from Washington, from Reuters. Great to see you, Simon. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure to be here, Chef.
Little news break.